What's up, guys? Welcome to another Flawless Films table talk. Is that what we're calling these?
Yeah, that's what we are at the moment.
Okay, I like that. This is basically where we just roll a camera and then we talk about something we want to talk about, or maybe something someone has commented, or suggested, or messaged us suggesting that we talk about.
Yep.
And today is actually one of those cases. Someone did suggest that we talk about our opinion on how we think JJ Abrams can solve, in Episode 9, the problems that The Last Jedi created.
All of those problems.
Yeah, and that's a lot of problems. So I think this is quite an interesting subject to talk about. I'm sure loads of you guys are going to want to have your say in the comments below and join us with this. So I feel this is going to be a good debate.
Oh, yes.
Should we just get straight into it?
Yep.
And how do you guys like our new setup with our lovely new picture in the background? And less figures, because they were a nightmare last time. Okay, so I guess first of all, we should do these live so people can just suggest.
Oh, God, yeah.
That would be fun.
And then when the figures fall down, it'll just be even worse.
Leave a comment below if you think we should do some live discussions so we can discuss them together. That would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I guess first thing we better talk about some of the problems that The Last Jedi created.
Yep. Okay, let's start with Luke.
Yeah.
The big one.
So not only did, I know a lot of people, including myself, and I'm assuming you, it really felt like Rian Johnson essentially ruined a lot of the world's childhood hero. Yeah, Luke Skywalker was this Jedi full of hope. He was the most optimistic and, not happy, but he believed in people. He wouldn't be what Rian Johnson made him, essentially.
He was a new hope.
Yeah, and even like the most evil person in the galaxy, Darth Vader, Luke had faith that there was good in him. Mm-hmm. Rian Johnson went, no, that's not the Luke Skywalker I know. And just slapped all us hardcore fans in the face. Not only did he do that, he then went on to kill him off without giving him... I know a lot of people are going to argue this, but in my opinion, he didn't give him a good send-off.
No. Especially since finding out that Rian Johnson... Well, I assume it was Rian Johnson's initial idea was to have that epic battle at the end.
Yeah.
And then he changed his mind to do that, which was even worse. Because if he had kept his initial idea, then that would have been perfect. To actually have that epic battle, epic actual lightsaber fight, not a couple of dodges. Then he could have actually given Luke that send-off and let Kylo kill him. And he could have kept that end line of "see you around, kid," because I quite like that line.
Yeah, so
and the way Mark Hamill delivers it was awesome.
If you don't know about this, credit to, I think it was Star Wars Theory.
I think
channel.
So.
Great channel, check them out. Apparently the original idea for the end of The Last Jedi was to have Luke go and face Kylo Ren for real, and they'd have an actual lightsaber fight, which obviously was lacking in The Last Jedi. There was no lightsaber versus lightsaber battle in the entire movie, which is the first Star Wars film in the main saga films to not have a lightsaber fight. Crazy. And then you could have Kylo Ren kill off Luke, and Kylo Ren seems like this awesome, powerful bad guy.
Basically, the Obi-Wan effect, which is probably why he didn't do it, because of the whole everyone saying Force Awakens copied.
Yeah.
You hope too much that he didn't want to go, oh crap, they're just going to say the exact same thing. If I kill him off, he's just going to be Obi-Wan. Which, in some ways, makes sense, but my God, did he take that the wrong way?
But I feel like Rian Johnson's having a very hard time admitting that he made some of his decisions because he didn't want to do what people expected.
Yeah. And
it's so clear. Some of these decisions, he's clearly made the worst decisions just to stop people from going, I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Because there were so many fan theories. He tried so hard not to do any of those things to get the shock factor, and it ended up being a bad thing.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. And I think what was his excuse for not having that final confrontation between Luke and Kylo Ren? He said, but we already showed the X-Wing in the sea. Oh, come on, man. Surely.
It's like if a swamp doesn't do enough to an X-Wing, what's the water going to do? Nothing.
I want to have been a fly on the wall in that writer's room when Rian Johnson said, no, we can't have that epic battle. And Luke can't actually be there because his X-Wing's in the water. Why did no one have the guts to go, well, actually, Yoda can force pull it. Luke never could, out of the water, out of a swamp. So maybe it would be satisfying and it would fulfill this long-awaited... It'd be a nice arc, a nice story arc for Luke's character to show how he's developed. Why did no one suggest yes, we could finally see him lift it out of the water. Please, millions of fans. I'm sure Mark Hamill would have loved that too.
And I can even picture the shot. It's like, well, opposite to you, but we can see the back of him here, and then you just see his hand, and you just see this X-wing out of focus, but like right in front of him, just coming up out, and then you get the nice epic wide of this X-wing now floating, water dripping off it,
and then you see Mark Hamill's face like where he's getting that strength together, and then it cuts back to Leia and the Resistance, and then
you see him go back and grab his door from his hut and put it back on the X-wing. It would have been great.
Yeah, I mean,
anyway, no, we've gone off track.
Yeah, we've gone off track.
How would Abrams how's Abrams going to solve this?
Well, unfortunately, Abrams can't really go back to Act 2, however you say it, and be like, just get in, Luke's still alive, and now he's going to force pull his X-wing out of the water.
He was just having a nap.
Oh, man.
No, but the thing is, he can bring it around because of Force Ghosts. I mean, it obviously sucks the way it happened, but it doesn't mean he's gone. Mark Hamill isn't gone from Star Wars. No. We know that for a fact. And now we know that Force Ghosts can interact with the physical world a lot more. There's a lot more scope for the potential of what he could do.
But the issue I've got with that, like Rian Johnson said, I had to kill Luke off so that if JJ wants to, he can bring back Luke as, even more powerful. Make him this ultimate powerful being. Why? Well, surely it would be so much cooler to have him as this ultimate powerful Jedi Master. Yeah. In The Last Jedi. That shouldn't ever have been a situation that was created. That is a poor directorial decision.
Did you say so Abrams could do it?
He said if Abrams wants to, he can bring back Luke so that he's more powerful.
I feel like it'd be better. Like, if Abrams wanted him dead as a Force Ghost, like, imagine that with the opening for Star Wars Episode 9. You waited all this time. You've seen it in the trailers. They show clips of Luke alive, if he was still alive. And first scene, like at the beginning of Force Awakens, like where Kylo comes down, he basically attacks Luke, and that's where Luke dies at the beginning. Yeah. So as soon as you sat down, you're like, oh my god, what? Like, I knew he was going to die, but I wouldn't have expected so early. And then it goes on to it from there. That could have been like a...
It felt so much like Rian Johnson was like, I have to have these moments. I want to be the person that kills off Luke Skywalker. And I want to have this really poetic, emotional scene of him staring at the twin suns with the theme playing. And
they never showed. That still bugs me. That it took to that moment to show that planet had twin suns.
Yeah.
It feels like that would have been...
Oh, convenient.
Yeah, it was just like, oh yeah, look. Forgot about that. My bad.
But yeah, it felt too much like he wanted to have that shock factor and wanted to have a big impact on the film.
We've done it again.
I know, yeah. What really confuses me about this whole thing, this is back on track, I suppose.
Okay.
Abrams was producer on The Last Jedi, or executive producer, or whatever. He must have had a say.
I don't think he did. I think it's just one of those. I think because his characters were taken from Force Awakens and he made the setup for the film. I think he just had one of those ceremonial executive producer roles. I don't think I can't imagine, because he wasn't originally intended to be coming back for episode 9. I don't know why they would have given him anything, and that was the whole idea of having 3 different directors. So I think it was just to kind of please people, and because people like Force Awakens, they just put his name on the film like they do with Spielberg kind of thing a lot of time. Like they just put his name to...
This is why we should have looked at when he was hired as director of episode 9, because he may well have been hired before the script was submitted for episode 8, or not submitted, but finalised.
Yeah.
So it's a difficult one to say, but I'd imagine as director of episode 7 and episode 9, and producer of episode 8, no matter how big of an impact he had, he must have at least read the script. He must have had a say.
He probably read it, but he probably didn't have a say.
Oh, I don't know.
It's Rian Johnson's film. I can't imagine you wouldn't be happy if someone like you were making this film, you wrote the script, you've done all this plan, and then the guy who just did the last one comes along and goes, oh no, you gotta change this and this. You'd be like,
but it's not just because of that.
Film.
Well, he's first all started this universe, but he's also doing the one after. That's the thing that's got to...
Yeah, but he wasn't doing that when all that happened.
But do we know that?
I think so. I'm pretty sure it was after. Pretty sure it was after the film came out they announced it.
No.
Wasn't it?
No, it was way before that.
I can't remember now.
Google it.
JJ Abrams was hired in September.
Yeah, the 12th of September is when it was announced. So chances are the film was wrapped.
Yeah.
For sure. So maybe Abrams didn't get a say then.
No. Don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes this video even more important, because he must have looked at this and gone, oh, okay.
He's like, oh yes, I get to do another episode. Oh my god, I can't wait to make Luke have this epic battle with Snoke. And Oh, what did I do?
Oh man, that's such a mess. Okay, so the things that Abrams set up in the first place, he created and established Snoke as this hugely powerful, important character that's been in existence for a long, long time. Andy Serkis stated that he's more powerful than Luke, Palpatine, Vader. So this is that's could be the actor bigging up the character he's playing, but
that's a big statement though. There's bigging up, and then there's that.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have been allowed to say that unless it was vaguely true.
Yeah. So why would Abrams have built up this huge character to let Rian Johnson destroy him? And how can... Let's say he didn't get a say in it. How can Abrams rectify that and fix that?
I think there's a couple of options. I mean, there's the whole thing with when he was cut in half, that his body collapsed quite a while afterwards and stuff, to say that that was not Snoke's real body. Or something along those lines. Like, Snoke's power... Like, he was basically a hologram.
I don't think that's the case because...
But it's an option.
It's an option, but it wouldn't be believable because Luke was doing the hologram thing. When he got sliced in half by Kylo Ren, nothing happened because he's a hologram.
Yeah, but it depends how much more powerful Snoke was. Because, say, for example, he is that much powerful that he can just hold the thing without much effort or whatever anyway. Then he can potentially do whatever he wants to himself because it's not his real body. So
the look of surprise on his face.
It could be a trick. Like, it's just... Because he says he can see into his mind, so he could probably see what he's doing. And he's just testing him to hope that he wouldn't actually stab him. And then when he did, he's just shocked the fact he is being betrayed. Not because he's dead, but just the fact Kylo Ren has the audacity to actually try and kill him or believe he's killed him.
There's a line in that scene as well where he says something along the lines of "stupid child." He turns his saber to face his true enemy or something.
Yeah.
Everyone just assumes that he's calling Rey a stupid child because he's talking to Rey, but there's no reason why he couldn't be talking about Kylo Ren. Stupid child. He ignites his saber, or whatever that line is, or something along those lines.
And he says true enemy, and realistically, Kylo Ren and Rey, like, I know that they go against each other, but they don't hate each other.
No.
They're just conflicted, and they both want to bring the other one to their side. So you can't.
And Snoke knows at that point that Rey, because he was the one that put those
linked them.
So he knows what's been going on. So he knows they don't hate each other. So maybe he knows that. That's it. Yeah.
But does he know that he knows?
Or do they know that he knows that he knows that he knows? But I mean, that's not so much a problem that. If that's the case, that's not really a problem that Abrams has to solve, because if that is the case, it could be very genius writing by Rian Johnson.
Or he just did the point where he didn't want to commit to anything and he left it open-ended, so Abrams can come and do whatever he needs to do to solve it. Maybe.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. The Snoke problem is very difficult. I mean, I think if I had to put my money on it, I'd just say that they're going to leave him dead.
No, I would. I'm actually going to go the opposite.
Yeah?
I think that he's 100% coming back.
Yeah?
In some form or another, he will be back.
I think we'll definitely have more information on him.
I just cannot believe that they would have built him up to what he was to literally make that his last impact. He's going to be back in some form or another.
That's going to be one of the main deciding factors for me to try and finally say whether Rian Johnson was that stupid to kill someone off that important. If he's actually dead, then Rian Johnson can go and do one. He can go and stare at some twin suns and fade away. But if Snoke does come back and it's clever and it's a believable explanation, then genius.
Yeah.
Well, Abrams is probably more of the genius. Yeah. But anyway, we kind of skipped over how he can solve Luke. So sorry. We keep doing this. This is hard to do when you improvise these things. This is a genuine discussion. We haven't planned this. So Luke. Personally, this is my honest opinion. I don't think there is a way that JJ Abrams can fix that problem that was created with Luke.
It's hard because they can't bring him back. They can't bring him to the point that they say ghosts can now actually have fights with the living. They can't do any of that unless it's going to be a Snoke versus Luke ghost fight, which would just be too much. I think the best way they can do it is just Luke comes back and trains Rey the way he should have in Episode 8 as the Ghost.
Yeah, but what's the point? Rey's clearly super powerful already. See how many rocks she could lift?
Oh, yeah,
Luke used to struggle to lift one little pebble.
She's the Mary Sue. She's perfect.
She can do everything.
Annoyingly perfect.
It's ridiculous. She's got to be a reincarnation of the Force. Like there's no explanation how she is that powerful. How can she be more powerful than seemingly more powerful than the Chosen One? It bugs me. Anyway, yeah, I mean, unless you've got any suggestions of how they can do Luke, if they bring him back and say he's still alive, stupid. If they bring him back as a powerful Force ghost like Yoda and interacting with the real world and fighting bad guys, stupid. If they have him fighting Snoke in the Netherworld or whatever, stupid. If they bring him back as an Obi-Wan Force ghost and have him train Rey, that's probably the most likely and the most believable, but still
stupid.
Still stupid.
No. Yeah, it's one of those where it's so hard to predict, which might make it more interesting. It's not that one where everyone thought, it's not the theory where everyone has a certain idea in their own head of how they're going to do it, which might make it more interesting to watch. Whereas obviously with The Last Jedi, everyone had so many dead certain this is going to happen moments that didn't happen, which is what a lot of the letdown was about. So maybe this is the best way to have Luke, is making it so unclear how they could go with it that nobody can really expect it.
I think
until there's a trailer, and they give some hints, and then everyone's like, "That's what they're doing."
But this is what's so interesting about this film, is because, we've done a few of these videos, and we get so many comments being like, "Star Wars is ruined forever. I'm never going to see another Star Wars movie." That's not true, because I hated Last Jedi. You didn't like Last Jedi. There was still, whether you hated it or loved it, there are questions, and you need to, if you're a huge Star Wars fan, you need to know the answer to these things. As simple as that. I have to know what they're going to do with Luke. I have to know what they're going to do with Snoke. I have to know Kylo Ren and Rey. As much as I don't like Rey as a character, I want to know how they finish that character's, I'd say arc. She hasn't had much of an arc. She went Super Jedi, and then it just stays.
Wow.
But and same as Kylo Ren. He's just gone, I love Vader, I don't love Vader.
Kylo Ren I can accept. Kylo Ren I can actually feel the torment.
Yeah, Kylo Ren's probably the best new character.
But I feel that's down to Adam Driver a lot of the time, rather than the character. Is just Adam Driver just has that way of,
he's so good,
portraying inner turmoil. Thumbs up
to Adam Driver.
I'm sure that I'm sure that will mean so much to him coming from us.
Yeah.
But
hit us up, Adam. We'll hang out sometime, grab a beer. Anyway, okay, more problems. We've gone Luke, unresolvable, maybe. Snoke, you think he's going to definitely come back?
Yeah.
I think I'm 90%.
I think he's got to come back. If he's that powerful, is supposed to be better than Vader, Palpatine, all of that. He's got to come back. It's got to have been some kind of mind trick.
Yeah.
Even if it's the case of, as soon as he stabs him, he somehow uses the Force to warp his mind to make him believe what's going on is going on. I don't know.
But it'd have to be hoaxed later on. It's complicated.
It's very complicated. But
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the two big. Right. Let's talk about one problem. It's a big problem, but not one necessarily created by Rian Johnson, and that's Princess Leia.
Yes, this was always going to be a hard one, no matter what, because of what happened to Carrie Fisher.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. There was never going to be an easy way to solve this when it was partway through production that this event happens, and obviously you got plans for her arc that are now unfinishable.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
I mean, I felt like if they were going to, even before Carrie Fisher passed, I felt like the only way they were going to keep Leia alive in The Last Jedi would be to give Kylo Ren a huge, conflicting scene in episode 9, maybe pulling him back to the light. I mean, that's what they've been hinting at the whole time. They've been hinting at Rey turning to the dark side. I'd like to see Kylo Ren as coming to the light side, but still following his beliefs of the old must die.
Yeah,
that's that sort of thing. But do that, but for the right reasons. You know what I mean? Like the First Order must die, Snoke, Luke, everyone, all those must die. But then he follows a light side. Do you know what I mean? Kind of like a grey Jedi. Not really a grey Jedi, but you know what I mean. Doing the wrong things for the right reasons, essentially. And I feel like the only reason to do that, to keep Leia alive, would be to have her be the main influence on that decision. But unless they filmed that for The Last Jedi and it's being kept back now after what happened, I'm pretty sure they're not going to CG Carrie Fisher.
No, I think they've said they're not going to. And they've also said they've got stuff that they filmed that they can use for episode 9 with her,
Yeah.
which will somehow resolve the story. But how will Abrams do that? Like, is
As filmmakers, this in my head, obviously we don't know what they have available to them and what footage was filmed and whatever. But this is the biggest problem. If I was JJ Abrams now, or even when he was writing the script, this would be frying my brain. I could get over. There's going to be ways to solve the Luke problem and the Snoke issue in a satisfying way to the fans. I think with the good team that they've got, they're going to be able to resolve it potentially. But this Carrie Fisher problem, I just unless they CG it, I don't know how they're going to solve it and have all the fans be like, oh yeah, that's a good way of ending a character.
unless thought
Ding.
Snoke comes back,
And he is Leia.
kills Leia in some form or another. I don't.
Which turns Kylo Ren.
Which is another thing that affects Kylo. Basically, because they could do that probably quite easily without needing to reshoot anything. If they got some lines that Leia gives that they can put in, and then as long as you make it seem a bit more mysterious, maybe to open the film or something, so you don't particularly see the characters outright, or they can CG wides or something.
Yeah.
Then potentially they could do that as that big. Oh my god, he's back. Oh my god, look what he's done. What? Kylo and Rey are going to have to team up to defeat him now. Or Luke's going to have to train Kylo. Because Rey's so super. She needs no training. That Luke has to actually train Kylo. Or Kylo has to find Luke's ghost and beg for that.
No, I want Anakin to come and train Kylo Ren. Anakin needs to be the person to turn Kylo Ren back to the light. That would be amazing.
Except Kylo Ren's on a planet of sand. And he's like, I need to, but I can't. No, I don't like sand.
I must train Kylo Ren. Too sandy. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I mean that works, but again, I don't like the idea of them. Oh, Snoke's still alive. They'd have to do something clever for me to be like, oh, I like that. Otherwise, I'm going to be like, man, come on, JJ, come on, Ryan. Should have put your heads together first.
So again, it's almost unresolved with Leia as well for Abrams.
Yeah, there, like we said, there are things they can do. I mean,
it's also find the most respectful way to
Yeah.
deal with her character.
Yeah,
Because you like if they did just kill her off, you don't want to just butcher dead Carrie Fisher in her last ever film appearances.
yeah.
So yeah, it's hard.
It's a sensitive area I don't envy them. I mean, I do. I'd love to be working on the last the last Star Wars film in this saga, but yeah, that's a nightmare problem to solve.
Okay, let's move on from Leia.
That's also another reason why people are definitely going to go to the cinema. By the way,
Oh yeah.
these boycotters. No, you're going to see it.
How is Abrams going to solve the problem of Finn's character? Because his character has really gone from didn't do an awful lot to did absolutely nothing. So unless they're going to almost not quite cut him out, but make him a complete background character, which would be a waste.
I can see. Well, he almost was in the Last Jedi.
Yeah, but that's
May as well have been.
I mean, yeah, that's the point though. Like they did so little with him, or what they tried to do with him turned out to be so little, that Abrams got to do something to bring Finn back, or completely write him off.
I imagine either they're going to kill him off and use that as some kind of motive behind something Rey does. Perhaps.
Maybe that could turn Rey to the darker side of the Force.
Yeah, that's because she clearly has.
Rey kills Rose, and then everyone's happy.
Rey kills Rose out of jealousy. Because even though they're building up a whole Kylo Ren Rey romance thing, I don't see it happening. And there was a look as at the end when Finn's putting a blanket over Rose. You see Rey look over, and there's that kind of. Are they going to do some kind of weird love triangle? It could be done as a way to bring out her dark side. I don't think she'll kill Rose, but it could build something up.
Yeah, so basically, it seems like the best thing to do with Finn's character is make him a martyr.
Yeah.
To make him... Because he tried to be a martyr in Last Jedi and they messed that up. So that's also the hard bit, if they don't just want to repeat that and do it, and then you're a bit like...
I feel like they're probably going to do something with his character and DJ, unfortunately.
They can't bring DJ back.
No?
Nah. I don't think after the backlash they can bring that character back.
But I've seen people say they loved him.
Really?
Yeah.
Fools.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a massive Del Toro fan.
No, me neither, which might be a bit of bias, which try and keep
I
some
hated
bias.
everything about that character.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, the second and third viewing, it got less hatred towards him, but
See, second viewing, I hated him more.
really,
Mm.
no, it was my third viewing. I tried, I tried to like just take it on board, but his speech, his character, I get the idea behind him. Like he's like this symbol to. He's kind of like a Han Solo in a way. Like don't join this. Like, don't join the Empire. Don't join the rebellion. Be in the middle. He's kind of that character, but it just didn't work. I just didn't like Lucy Toro's performance. So
yeah,
I think they will have him in episode 9 now. I think that's another problem that Abrams is going to have to solve. Maybe by having Finn kill him for betraying them.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Finn kills DJ. Kylo kills Finn. Rey kills Kylo. Luke kills Rey. And they all have a big ghost party at the end of the Ewoks.
Another thing we got to think about is what time jump is there going to be between this and episode 9?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it can't be much for time jump because the actors...
No, yeah.
Because they filmed it straight afterwards, so look-wise, they can't make it much more different.
Yeah, but like we ended episode 8 with that shot of little young Force sensitive child. Are we going to have, like, is that character going to be in episode 9? Or is that just there to say, look, you don't have to be
a Skywalker
or in a Jedi lineage to have Force powers?
Yeah.
Are they just saying that to be like, look, honestly, Rey's parents aren't anybody. You don't have to have Force sensitive parents to be Force sensitive. I think that's more what Rian Johnson was going for. Personally,
yeah.
Which is kind of annoying. I'd rather Rey be a Kenobi or something, but
yeah.
What are you going to do?
Okay, so the whole point of that was Finn. So he's kind of they've got to do something. They've got to go all or nothing with him. Is pretty much the way it's going to go. Now that's how Abrams can maybe do something with Finn. Is make him a martyr, or just ignore him.
It's just so frustrating.
Just let him and Rose run off.
Yeah, that's what's annoying me though. But because we know Finn's storyline is going to have to involve Rose, and I can't stand Rose as a character.
But you never know, if there's a time jump, she might have become a good general in the Resistance and all that. Like someone's got to take over from Leia and Holdo. So I mean, it's going to be Poe.
That's what I was going to say. It's going to be Poe. Yeah.
There's got to be the second in command. So maybe they'll push them and make them a bit more interesting that way. I don't know.
Yeah, potentially it could work. There are ways to make everything in The Last Jedi work. It's just not easy. It's a hell of a task.
Because moving on slightly from character base of saying how Abrams can solve episode 9, they've said episode 9 is going to wrap up all of the episodes. How is Abrams going to manage that without a stupidly long film or a really rushed film? Is there a simple way to round stuff up?
No.
Unless you make Snoke like a Plagueis to so which they can't. We can't really go back and do that now, I don't think. But
no,
it's going to be hard.
It's going to be extremely hard. I mean,
especially when they hinted at showing Anakin.
Yeah.
Or
I feel like you have to have Anakin in there or Vader. You have to. There's no way, especially if they're saying it's going to bring all the prequels and the originals and this saga together. You have to have Anakin in there. Hayden Christensen still looks, he's still the right.
Still pull it off.
Yeah, for sure. Ewan McGregor has to be in it. Oh my god, I'm gonna be so annoyed. I'm gonna be throwing things at the cinema screen if they mess this time up. Oh my god. I have anxiety about episode 9.
Yeah.
Like I can't even think about it too hard. But it's possible. They just have to be brave. Don't do a Rian Johnson and be like, I'm not doing this because this is what people want. No, do what people want. Otherwise, you're going to end up having a massive backlash.
You got to have a good mixture. If you can satisfy them on almost like some of the points, then when those big other things happen, you can accept it because you're like...
I feel like what you've got to do is you've got to do what people want, but not how they expect. That's how because you still make them like at certain moments, but in the end they leave being like, that's a satisfying ending. That's how I wanted it to go, and that makes you happy. That makes you enjoy the film. That's just human nature. If something goes how you want it to go, you're happy about it. That's why everyone hated The Last Jedi, because it didn't go how we wanted it to go. So if you want to please the fans, and this is a very, very, very important film in people's lives, Star Wars means a lot to people. It means a lot to me. And my entire life I've been a Star Wars fan since I was a small kid. And if they mess this up, I feel like it doesn't hurt the originals. It doesn't even hurt the prequels, but it's upsetting.
I suppose at the end of the day, the argument is still always Empire came out when it came out and people hated it. Last Jedi's come out, people hated it. You've got to just keep wondering if in 20, 30 years after the next few films, everyone's going to go, it was actually a genius piece of work.
I mean,
and it's
unlikely.
It's unlikely, but it would have been very interesting to know if we were sat here in the same kind of position all those years ago. Would we have been saying the exact same things about Empire to then look back another 30 years in the future and go, what on earth were we talking about?
Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, Empire was my least favourite Star Wars film, and now it's my favourite. So, I don't. We can't predict it. No. We need to know Episode 9's outcome before we can...
Yes.
Before we can say that. But... I don't think so. I think it's just crap.
Yeah.
I think we're rounding it up, really. We're over half an hour. So
yeah. So, okay. Are there any last definite points for how Abrams can solve Episode 9?
He's got to do something with Poe. We haven't talked about Poe. And we haven't talked about Kylo Ren and Rey's arc either. We're going to have to put this into another video, I think, because this is getting long.
This is going to be a part 1.
Yeah.
And we'll have to carry on and keep adding parts. Probably more information comes out as well.
Yeah.
It's going to change as well. So
expect more of these. But most importantly, especially if you want to see more parts of this, leave a comment below. We really love engaging with comments on stuff on our channel and our videos, especially these discussion ones, because we're genuinely just talking about our opinions and how we feel about these things. So,
and we are just Star Wars nerds.
Yeah, if you could just see just off camera by here.
Got lightsabers, toys, action figures.
Yeah, there's a lot of Star Wars. This is just a few of the open ones. There's another load of open ones over there. There's a load of 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a lot of Star Wars stuff in this room. Let's just put it that way. So this one's bad. Batteries won't run the lights.
So yeah, in other words, be nerds with us. Leave us some comments.
Yeah.
Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Even hit that bell so you can find out when the next video is coming out straight away and get that first comment in.
Yeah, we're hoping you guys like the direction we're going with this channel as well. If you've been subscribed to us for a while, you'll know we've always been huge Star Wars fans. And we've realised that people tend to engage and enjoy these videos of us talking about them. So we want to do more of it. And we are kind of becoming a Star Wars channel. So if you want to join in with that, amazing. Please do. We're going to try and keep you up to date with all the latest news as well.
Yep.
Apparently, in case you don't know, the Solo trailer should be out next week. Or Sunday or Monday.
It's Monday on Good Morning America, supposedly.
But there's also a rumour it could be on the Super Bowl. So
yeah,
one of the two.
So either way, by Monday evening, we'll have it. And we'll give it a watch. And
we'll give it a breakdown and a reaction video, for sure. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe, leave a comment, talk to us. And we will see you next time on Star Wars. I couldn't straighten my head. So, thanks guys. May the Force be with you.